Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be making my week one predictions for the NFL. This on another episode of. So, to start off, we got the Thursday night game between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And with the Michael Parsons trade weakening that Dallas defense, and the fact that the Eagles didn't really lose that many pieces this offseason from the Super Bowl team, I gotta give the win to the Eagles here. Next, got the Chargers and the Chiefs playing Friday night in Brazil, and I'm going to give this one to the Chargers. I think that rushing attack that Harbaugh's putting together out there in LA with Amari Hampton and possibly Najee Harris, I think that'll be very effective against the Chiefs. Justin Herbert, now that he has more receivers, back with Keenan Allen, possibly Trey Harris, along with Ladd McConkey, should be very good. That Chiefs team, there's a lot of questions there, especially with how the receiving core worked now that Rashee Rice has been suspended. Next up, moving on to Sunday, we got Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll pick the Falcons to win. The Buccaneers have some question marks in the receiving core with Godwin still on the mend, and I think the Falcons, as long as they live up to expectations, should be a very good team this year. Next, we got the Bengals playing the Browns in Cleveland, and I'll give the win to the Bengals here. The Bengals finally got back all their talent that they were having contract disputes with, and the Browns, I'm not sure how they'll perform. It's a big question mark, especially with Joe Flacco at quarterback. That offense might be questionable, especially because they don't really have a true number one running back right now. So, right now, I think, at least, the Bengals are the safer bet. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins playing the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm going to go with Miami. At least right now, in week one, for the most part, everyone's healthy. Devon Achane's dealing with a minor issue. I'm thinking he should be fine. No reports have said otherwise at this point. But the Colts, they're marching out Danny Derps with their starters, so it should be, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout for Miami. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Miami is the better team here, so they'll get the win. Next up, we got the Raiders playing the Patriots in New England, and while I do really like Ashton Jeanty, I think he'll have a great season, I'm going to give it to the Patriots here. Drake May finally has a receiving core with Stephon Diggs joining the Patriots. He has a revamped running back room now with Travion Henderson joining Ramondre Stevenson. Henderson looks pretty darn good in preseason, so I kind of expect that to translate well. Next up, we got the Cardinals playing the Saints, and the Saints are going to be a hot mess this year, and while the Cardinals aren't that special, I think that they are much better than the Saints, and Kyler Murray should get a week one win. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the New York Jets. Now, I think the Steelers will win this game mostly based on their defense. Justin Fields and the Jets, I think, will probably look pretty good. It'll probably be a closer game than a lot of people might be thinking, but the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, I think, at least in week one, barring a early injury to Aaron Rodgers, I think they should be able to pull out the win. Next, we got the Giants playing the Commanders. Now, the Commanders were one of the most exciting teams from last year, with Jaden Daniels taking them deep into the playoffs. The Giants have one of the hardest schedules this year, and this is where it all starts. So I think the Commanders beat the Giants. I am kind of worried about the Giants this season, partially because their schedule will make it seem a lot worse than it actually is for them. I think the Giants roster as it is right now could probably win either the AFC or NFC South if they were in that division. Unfortunately, they're in a much better division in the NFC East. So the Commanders get the win. Next up, we got the Panthers taking on the Jaguars. And here, I'm going to go with the Panthers. Both of these teams, not that good last year. But Bryce Young looked better at the end. He's got a new wide receiver in Ted McMillan. He's got bunch of new toys that were signed in the offseason, and I think the Panthers look pretty good. The Jaguars also look pretty good. They got, most notably, Travis Hunter in the draft, but there's some questions about his durability, and honestly, I'm not so sure about that Jaguars defense. So I'll give it to the Panthers now, but it could go either way. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to give it to the Broncos here. Unfortunately for Cam Ward and the Titans, it's his first game in the NFL. Mistakes will be made, especially against a defense like Denver. So I kind of expect the Titans to lose possibly pretty badly here, but it's just because Cam Ward's new and he's going up against one of the best defenses in football immediately. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm going to give it to the Seahawks here. The 49ers have a lot of issues with that wide receiver room. And Christian McCaffrey, there's still concerns about him injury-wise. He's healthy as of right now, but that can change on a dime. The Seattle Seahawks, on the other hand, they look completely different from last year. Sam Darnold replaced Geno Smith. Cooper Kupp replaced DK Metcalf. They could be in for an interesting year. And I think it'll be a good year. At least in week one here, I think they have the pieces needed to take on the 49ers and win. Next up, we got the Lions taking on the Packers. Now, this game got a little bit closer thanks to the Micah Parsons trade, but I think week one, the Lions still win. Why? Well, one, Micah Parsons hasn't had enough time to truly gel with the Packers yet. Obviously, it's a bit of crunch time to get him integrated into that defense. And the Lions are healthy right now. And the Lions, when they're healthy, are one of the most explosive teams in the NFL. There's questions about whether they're losing their coordinators will affect them. But right now, I see the Lions beating up on the Packers in a game. I'm not sure that'll be that close, but it could be. There's a chance that the Packers make it interesting. Next up, we got the Houston Texans taking on my LA Rams. And the Rams are going to win. That's my prediction. Yes, there's some bias in it. Sorry, it's hard not to. The Rams, they look really good this year. They've got a great roster, especially on defense with that front seven. Devontae Adams joining has really reinvigorated the offense and hopes for that offense. The Texans, on the other hand, have some issues that I think will cause them to lose this game. One, Joe Mixon is on the PUP list, and Nick Chubb is likely going to be their starting running back. But there's still questions there if he will be or not. So the running game might not be that consistent. Their O-line's also suspect. They traded away Laramie Tunsil, who is their best O-lineman. We'll see how good they've built that O-line, but I kind of have my doubts. And outside of Nico Collins, there's some questions about the receiving core. Next up, we got the Sunday Night Football game between the Ravens and the Bills. And I'm going with the Bills. The Bills, with Josh Allen, I think they match up pretty well with the Ravens. At home, in that home crowd, I think they have the advantage. Their defense looks about the same as it did last year. I guess they brought in Joey Bosa to add some pressure up front, but nothing too major in changes there. Same thing with the offense. They still don't have a number one receiver. James Cook's still their lead running back. Nothing's really changed for the Bills. The Ravens, on the other hand, I think got a little better. They still have receiving core led by Zay Flowers. Derrick Henry's still around. Lamar Jackson's there. The main difference for them is their defense. They brought in Jair Alexander. They added another safety in the draft who looks pretty good. But I think at home the Bills will still win. And to end my predictions for week one, we got the Vikings taking on the Bears. And I'm going to go with the Bears here. If this game was halfway through the season, I'd probably pick the Vikings. But week one, I think the Bears, with Caleb Williams, going up against a J.J. McCarthy who's never played a true regular season football game in the NFL, I think the Bears have the advantage. The Vikings, I think, have a more talented roster on offense. But the Bears, I think, have an advantage at the most important positions. So I think the Bears will win here. So with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.